I'm Brian Bender, and let's queer up politics like we don't do that all the time. LGBTQ plus group launches Grassroots program to build future political leaders across Washington, D.C. Capitol Stonewall Democrats, a DC-based LGBTQ plus political organization, is launching Queering ANCs, a digital program designed to recruit, train, and support candidates for the district's advisory neighborhood commissions, or ANCs. The organization says the effort aims to build a long-term pipeline of LGBTQ plus political leaders through local government. According to the Williams Institute at UCLA School of Law, 14.3% of adults in Washington, D.C. identify as LGBTQ+, the highest percentage of any U.S. jurisdiction. However, organizers say that level of representation is not reflected in the government. Go figure. Capitol Stonewall Democrat President Stevie McCarty said, quote, "Queering ANCs is an online web-based tool that's designed really to simply move people from interest in running to actually getting their asses off the couch, getting their name on the ballot. ANCs really do touch just about every daily aspect of our neighbors' lives," end quote. ANC commissioners advise the city on issues including housing, zoning, public safety, traffic, business, and licensing. Well, I think it's really wonderful. You know, you really want to build a very large pipeline, if you know what I mean, of gay people, queer people, of all kinds of people, that can do the bidding of the gay community and of the queer community in a place like Washington, D.C. I think, I was recently in Washington, D.C. for a grant program that I'm in as a history teacher, and I was telling the grant organizer that, unfortunately, it's 105 degrees in the heat there. So it's a no-go for me to live there, especially not in the summer. But those men, as long as they're not working at conservative think tanks, they dress so beautifully there. They are just so put together. They're so polished. And I just want to say, the more the merrier, the more the merrier in my hotel room. So if they're part of an ANC, good for me. Ooh, that rhymes.
You're a poet.
Does anybody else have anything that they want to say? Because that was like a complete non sequitur.
Well, I'll just say that it's great. I mean, these are basically like community organizers, right? These are people that are on the street every day. They walk to their corner store, their 7-Eleven.
I would be on the street every day if they looked like that.
Girl, you're already on the street every day here.
No, I am not. Okay. It is too hot here. I'm in my car with the window down talking to people.
But no, it's good that we are building a pipeline. Republicans did this 30 years ago when they started, focusing on school board seats and county water commissioner or whatever it is. So, and then when the time came to propel themselves electorally, they had a bench. And so the fact that we're doing this, I mean, we're 30 years too late, but good. I'm glad to see it finally happening in DC, and more cities need to follow.
Agreed. I think that's the biggest problem in politics today is that we just don't have the right candidates that are running, or we're not propping up the right people. So then we always are left with, like, in these primaries, these polarizing characters that aren't really representative of what people want, but they're part of like little PACs here that get supported, and then they ended up getting to the top of the ticket, and then we're like, who are we electing in this country, So getting the money out of the politics, and finding the right candidates to start from the beginning. And I think it does come from us. Like, I don't know if we do a great job of this, but of finding people in our community that we think would be fantastic leaders and saying, we're going to get behind you and push those people into those positions instead of having other nefarious actors pushing people into positions. So I think it's a great thing that they're doing, and I hope that we do that here too.
Agreed. And I think it's going to really take a rubric. I'm a teacher, so I'm all about, like, let's check this off the list. Like, does this person meet this criteria, this one, this one? And I think one of the criteria has to be, has the person ever voted Republican? If so, maybe not the best choice. Has the person ever sent out raunchy nudes? Well, in the gay community, if you've been on a gay dating website, you've probably done that.
So you are the right choice.
Well, maybe you are the right choice, but you need to be able to disclose that to the people that are vetting you. You need to be able to, be honest about the things that might be out there that might come back to bite you in the butt. In order so that way, damage control can be done before it becomes more of a scandal, if it becomes a scandal at all. And especially in a place like Washington, D.C., I think it was 14.3% are LGBTQ plus folks. So I think in the LGBTQ plus community, I think there's a little bit more leeway for the types of behaviors, and I don't mean that in a weird Republican-y, I'm not a Republican, but I don't mean that in a nasty way, but just in the certain kind of ways that we kind of just socialize and mingle amongst ourselves. I think that's pretty tolerated, but I think we need to be honest just about certain things that could be found about us if we're going to be running for political office. And I think maybe that might prevent a lot of people the right people from running for office, just because they don't want to be embarrassed later on. I think that's a big consideration.
Yep.
Any thoughts on that? No? Should I just move us on?
I think we've all said it well.
Well, I hope so. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world, and I've checked multiple times. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.